great game in the past. Todd Bailey remains injured. Todd is dressed for the game, may play later. We'll see how it goes. Jeff, though, playing very well. Both sophomore goalkeepers have been one of the highlights of the season this year for the Tigers. Referees just finished the sophomore contest. Both schools have undefeated sophomore teams. West Chicago Wildcats 2, Wheaton Central Tigers 2. Final score.
Wheaton Central Tigers. Starting lineup for Wheaton Central. Number 21, Bill Meliff. Number 10, Tong Bang. Goalkeeper, Jeff Stoweser. Number 12, Andy Epperly. Number 17, Chris Berg. Number 22, Kevin Daly. Number 20, Derek Gosnell. Number 5, Kevin Rose. Number 2, Rob Hamilton. Number 24, Mark Gianfranco. Now the starting lineup for the West Chicago Wildcats. Number 54, Raul Lopez. Number 50, Jeff Showalter. Number 49, Robin Martin. Number 48, David Watley. Number 47, John Schnecker. Number 37, Orlando Vasquez. Number 36, Agustin Garcia. Number 33, Baldo Cortez. Number 32, Jose Perez. Number 28, Roberto Quiris. And goalkeeper, Javier Guzman.
Appears there will be no national anthem starting this contest. Several comments here. The Wildcats have a number of players that played on the Sparta Chicago
Wheaton
team.
Central coach is Frank Bucero.
Have
West
Gutzman,
Chicago
goalkeeper,
coach Bob Bruno Owen.
played for Chicago Sparta. Jose Perez will be starting as a forward, played for Sparta. Todd Evans and Orlando Vasquez are a number of players that have played together with several of our Tigers on that Chicago Sparta team. So this, not only do we have some good friendships here, these players know a little bit about each other. It should be an interesting opening soccer match. The Wildcats are known to play quite well in the third and fourth quarter. Let down a little bit early in the game. We'll see how this contest goes, soccer fans.
We apologize, folks. Although the crowd is somewhat sparse, we do have a big light pole directly in front of us, so we do have an obstructed view. Unfortunately, they wouldn't let us cut it down. Hopefully, the action will be at the goal line rather than the midfield line, so it should not present an insurmountable problem. And now back to your play-by-play announcer.
All right, Tigers have won the coin toss, and we'll start with the opening kickoff. Pete Bashanon and Kevin Rose at midfield, waiting for the referee's whistle. Play starts. Pete back to mark. Chris Berg up. Tigers showing some early passing. Intercepted by the Wildcats. Raul Lopez intercepting on the right side. Good play by our goalkeeper, Jeff. Tigers.
Taken by John Schnecker.
Mark Gianfranco clearing. Pete Bashanon coming back for the ball. Okay, Bill Mallett playing back the goalkeepers. I think it's a good move here. The Tigers seem a little nervous here on defense. Jeff has a nice clearing kick, not quite to midfield. Rob Hamilton chips up. Jeff Showalter for the Wildcats. Rob Hamilton on him. Jeff clears the midfield, no one there. Chris Berg intercepts, plays it back. Orlando misses. Showalter up the left side, hit from behind by Kevin Rose, no call.
Tripping call on Wheaton Central.
Correction, there was the call. Didn't hear the whistle. Wildcats putting the ball in play, be a direct kick. About 10 yards outside of the penalty area. Jeff Showalter with a nice kick to midfield. Orlando controlling on the left side, looking for the pass midfield. Raul Lopez plays long ball up the right side. Throw in Tigers.
Wheaton Central throwing.
Nice pass up the right side for the Wildcats. High clearing pass, no one there. Mark controls with the header. Tong trying to maintain control. Nice clear by the Tigers. All right, Derek Gosnell chips high up the left side, nobody there. Fullback Augustine Garcia with the ball. Have, the goalkeeper for the Wildcats. Nice kick by Have. Played again for Sparta all summer long. Good kick by Have. Offensive challenge by the Wildcats coming up the right side. Raul Lopez with the ball. Centers. No one there. Good clearing by Bill Mallow. A little pushing there, goes uncalled. Ball chipped to midfield. Pete Bastianon has it. Header by Bill Mallow. Tong has the ball for the first time in the contest. Looks up the right side. Orlando intercepts at the left midfield spot. Throw in for the Wildcats from West Chicago. Jeff Showalter taking the throw in. The throw by Jeff to Orlando. Kevin Rose with the ball, looking for the open man. Faked. No harm. Advantage rule. Kevin maintains control. Pass back to Bill Mallow, looking to the left side to Derek Gosnell. Derek is tripped from behind.
Tripping call on West Chicago. Wheaton Central kick.
Jose Perez tripping him from behind, be a direct kick. About 15 yards left of the penalty. Tong with the shot, deflected off the Wildcat.
By Tom Bain.
Have has no problem handling the ball. Tong has scored repeatedly from that position. It's a good play for the Tigers. Andy Everling clears back to Jeff. Jeff with a nice, quick, left-handed late arm toss. Over to Bill Mallow, has Tong, looking for Pete. Nice teamwork here by the Tigers. Kevin Rose chips up to Pete. Look for the header. Kevin has the right wing open, and Rob Hamilton, will he play it? No, he takes a shot high over the crossbar. Nice play by Bill Mallow. Tigers not challenging the ball. Chris Berg over the top.
Pushing called on West Chicago.
Tigers a little flat here early in this contest.
Kick.
5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Andy Everling will put the ball in play up the left side at midfield. Long kick looking for Pete. Quickly headed out by the Wildcats. Bill Mallow. Bill Mallow again, looks up the right side. It's been open all day. Here's Kevin Rose. Look for Rob Hamilton, go up. Wildcats clear easy. Roberto with the shot for the Wildcats. Ooh. Chris Berg hits a shot off the Wildcats' head. He's somewhat dazed at this point in time. He's recovered. Augustine Garcia was struck in the head with that ball. A hard shot in the head. Wildcats controlling up the left side. Ball still in play. Nice chip up the center. Nobody there. Andy Everling, our sweeper, and Jeff converge. Challenging for the ball was Orlando. Vasquez playing the left side. He's been playing halfback, but he's been overplaying that position and coming up in the forward spot frequently for the Wildcats. Bill Maliff finds Tong. Tong, beautiful play, just a little too far ahead of him. Mark G with the header. Tong will leg trap, elects to pass off to the right side. Orlando with the ball. Tong intercepts, looking for the open player. Has Chris Berg up the left side.
Chicago in, throw in.
Tigers have the idea the passes just aren't quite crisp enough this early in the match. Tong is looking for Derrick up the left side with his speed. Robin Martin for the Wildcats.
Wheaton
Taking the
Central,
ball
throw
up
in.
the right side. Unfortunately, it went off a Wildcat. It'll be a throw in by Mark G. Nice throw by Mark, looking for Derrick again. Tigers looking up that left side. Chipping up again to Derrick. He's got 3 men on him. No chance. Mark G. Leg. Tap. Up to Chris Berg. He turns. Clears way across. Good play by Chris Berg. A little too high, but that's the idea. The all action's been on one side. He's trying to bring it over to the other side. Rob Hamilton sandwiched by 2 players. Direct kick for the Tigers. Quickly, Bill Maliff wants to put the ball in play, which he should. Does not have to wait for the referee. Okay, Bill is looking for Pete. Pete has a header high over the goal line. Nice try by the Tigers. Bill Maliff to Pete Bastian.
Goal kick, West Chicago.
Effective play. Goalkeeper for the Wildcats, Have, is about a foot shorter than the Tiger goalkeeper. That could play to our advantage later in this contest. Kevin Rose up the right side. Rob Hamilton coming up behind him. Centers for Pete. Cleared easily by the Wildcats. Austin Garcia cleared for the Wildcats. Chris Berg. Jeff Showalter playing long ball for the Wildcats. Now Derrick has the ball coming up the left side. Centers, looks for Pete. Again, they're centering all over Pete. They have 3 players. Chris Berg takes a shot over the goal line. Be a goal kick for the Wildcats. Their defense is surrounding Pete Bastian as they're putting often 2 or 3 players on him. Nice goal kick by the Wildcats. Tong brings the ball back. Nobody there. Tong challenges. Looking up the left side again to Derrick. Won't quite make it. Jose clears the ball out for a throw-in for the Tigers. Jose Perez. Okay, Chris Berg, Tiger fans, has a good throw-in. This could be right near the goal now. Oh, it's a corner kick. Correction, corner kick. Nice header by the Wildcats.
Corner kick, Wheaton Central.
Playing the ball back to Andy Eberling. He may have to take a left-footed shot here. Andy's trying to get a shot. Played it off the Wildcat for our 3rd consecutive corner kick.
Wheaton Central corner kick.
Chris Berg taking the corner kick. Wildcats marking up well. Only 2 of the Tiger forwards are moving. Pete Bastian with a header over the goal line. And left of goalkeeper Have Guzman. Be a goal kick for the Wildcats. Wheaton Central Tigers dominating now the last 5 minutes. Play is improved for the Tigers. Midfield kick on the goal kick by Jeff Showalter. Looking up the left side again to Derrick Goss now. Jose on him. Watched Jose play all summer. He's got the speed to keep up with Derrick. And he has the savvy. Good soccer player. Mark G goes with a shot. It'll be a goal kick. Like to see that aggressive action by the fullbacks for the Tigers. Take that empty hole, come up and take the shot or make something happen, as opposed to staying back on defense. Mark G with the header. 3 Wildcats on Pete Bastian now. This is clearly their strategy in this contest. Shut down Pete, they'll shut down the Tigers. Rob Hamilton, Tong. Nice thigh trap by Tong, looking for Rob up the right side. Orlando playing good ball. Jeff Showalter clears up the right side. Ball at midfield now. Bill Maliff. Chris Berg. Tigers now going to the ball repeatedly. Good improvement by the Tigers here the last 5 minutes. Challenging the ball wherever it is on the field. Cleared by Chris Berg. Derek with a hard shot off Have. Have makes the save, keeps the ball in front of him, maintains control. Derek Gosnell with a hard shot up the left side. Have wants the ball out and clears it past midfield, his best kick. The adrenaline was going for Have on that one. Tong looks up the right side for Kevin. Tries to trap it. Rob Hamilton moves up. Jeff Showalter, again, playing good defense for the Wildcats. Mark G with the throw-in. Boy, the height there of number 50 for the Wildcats. Jeff is really tall. That's helping them. A little pushing from behind. No harm. The Tigers maintain control. Rob Hamilton up the right touchline. Give and go. Doesn't quite work for the Tigers. Andy Eberling, our sweeper, touches with the left foot. Plays hard up the left side to Derek Gosnell. Jose on him. Jose clears back to midfield. Raul Lopez for the Wildcats with the ball. Tong challenging at midfield. This could be a Wildcat threat. There's pushing is the call on the Tigers. There'll be a direct kick about near midfield. Wildcats look like they're threatening here with 7 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Long drive by the Wildcats, handled easily by Jeff. Jeff Stowasher. Nice kick by Jeff, past midfield. Kevin Rose maintains control, gets the ball down on the ground. Handball, but no intent. Wildcats have control. Or 33 for the Wildcats. Baldo Cortez. Tong up the right side to Kevin Rose. Nice leg trap. Cleared by the Wildcats. Wildcats have a break. Bill Mallow doing his job, containing the Wildcat defense. Mike Burek coming in for the Tigers on right wing. Pete Bastianon up the right side looking for the centering pass to Doug Meek. Didn't quite get there. Handball by number 33. The referee picks up the call. Baldo Cortez called for the handball just outside the penalty area. Look for Tong here. Tiger soccer fans, he can score from here easily. And remember, Have Gutzman is a foot shorter than our goalkeeper, so the corners are good chances for goals here. Bill Maloff will touch. Three-man wall for the Wildcats. Rob Hamilton's unmarked on the right side. Oh, Andy Eberling takes the shot. Nice save by Have. And Pete Bastianon chips the ball in. Beautiful play by Pete as he recovers. Have makes a beautiful save on the original shot, which was far to his right in the corner. Makes the save. The ball bounces off his hands. Pete Bastianon comes in with a left-footed chip shot to score for the Wheaton Central Tigers with 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Andy Eberling set that up with a nice hard shot. Have did all he could do. Ball going that fast, no way can he catch the ball. He has to push it out and get in front of him, which he did. And unfortunately for Have and the Wildcats, there was a Tiger forward there to make the play. Tiger scoring early here. Andy Eberling playing back to Jeff. Jeff left-handed. Arm whip to Rob Hamilton. Good play by Rob, maintains control. 49, Robin Martin was on him. Rob now is switched, playing the left side. Rob's turning, looks for the mid, up to Pete. Kevin Daly. Bill Maloff chipping up high the right side. Mike Burek not quite there. Have Gutzman on the ball. Nice kick by Have, clearing midfield easily. All the way back to the sweeper for the Tigers, who plays it back to Jeff, the goalkeeper. Getting that left-handed arm toss, knows how it keeps the ball nice and low in the ground. Much better than these long, high kicks. Tong playing long ball, no one there. Mike Burek. Mike challenging. Rob Hamilton, he was pushed off the ball. Yes, the referee caught it. It'll be a direct kick for the Tigers. Direct kick for the Tigers. Another scoring opportunity here for the Tigers in the first quarter. Rob Hamilton now realizes the direct kick. Tong will take the kick. He plays it to Rob. Rob will come up the right side.
Wheaton Central throwing.
Robin Martin clears the ball out of bounds over the touchline. Rob Hamilton with the throw to Tong. Tong plays toward the center to Pete. Cleared out of bounds by the Wildcats. Be a throw in for the Tigers. Rob Hamilton with the throw. Nice throw by Rob. Here comes the header. Mike Burek tried with the header. Now it's a throw in for the Wildcats.
Wheaton Central.
Bob, we have another telephone pole in our way here. We had 7 choices on this side of the field, and both fields have 7 telephone poles obstructing the view.
Corner kick, Wheaton Central.
All right, the Tigers get a corner kick here. Chris Berg moving over the right side now to take the corner kick for the Tigers. Will he go to the center for Pete Bastianon with the header, or will he look for Rob Hamilton to his left, who is wide open just outside the penalty area? Nice chip pass to Rob. Rob could drive one quickly and change directions on goalkeeper. Up, looking for the center, cleared out by the Wildcats. Back to Chris Berg, lets the ball go out of bounds to take another corner kick.
Corner kick, Wheaton Central.
Robin Martin making a good play there for the Wildcats. Down low toward Rob Hamilton. Could not maintain control. Mark G lets Andy Eberling take the shot. Good voice communication there by the Tigers. Ball cleared past midfield. Bill Mallow. No Wildcat charging. Now there is one. John Schenecker for the Wildcats. Nice header by Jeff Showalter. Walter. Robin Martin. Rob Hamilton up the right side. Nice play by Rob, looking for the center. No one there. Pete Bastianon wasn't there this time. And the Wildcats clear. Dangerous play on the Tigers. Indirect free kick for the Wildcats with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Jeff Showalter with the kick. Header by Bill Mallow. Pete Bastianon controls, looking for Tong. Tong has Rob up the right side. Mike Burek also. Tong challenging. Tiger throw in.
Wheaton Central throw in.
Kevin Daly with the throw in for the Tigers. Nice throw, looking for Pete. Cleared by Jose Perez. Andy Eberling has no problem controlling the ball. Nice play. Plays up to Mark G. Looking up the left side to Doug Meek. Again, Jeff putting the ball quickly in play. Bill Mallow playing back to Jeff. I like the way Jeff uses that arm pass. He also has a good kick. Midfield every time. Up over the top for the Wildcats. Play on, the referee says. Tong up the left side. Doug Meek. Cleared by Jose. Jose Perez playing good job. Right side fullback for the Wildcats.
Central throwing. West Chicago throwing.
Todd Evans coming in for the West Chicago Wildcats. Must be the 320 freight train coming through, Bob.
Yeah.
Andy Eberling on the sideline. Touchline, controlling. Taken from behind by the Wildcats. Be an interesting call here by the referee. He calls. The ball is still in play. There's no whistle, man. This could be a goal for the Wildcats.
Corner kick, West Chicago.
The referee did not make the call. He was standing there on the touchline just to the right of our goalkeeper, so he had a good view of position of the ball. Remember, all of the ball must be over the whole of the line. Here comes the corner kick by the Wildcats. Jeff clears easily. Notice that height to advantage. Beautiful. Oh, I love this arm pass out to Bill. Notice how quickly the Tigers are on offense by that arm pass. Tigers are now at midfield. Pete chips it up for Mike Burek. Mike will challenge. Rob challenges. 3 Tigers bunching on the play. Mike chips. Looks for an open player. Good play by Jeff Showalter. Hit a little bit from behind, but no contact. Bill Mallow with the throw-in. Cleared by David Cotti for the Wildcats. Doug Meeks put down.
Pushing call on Wheaton Central. West
Fortunately
Chicago.
caught for the retaliation. Be a direct kick for the Wildcats. We just, however, completed the end of the first quarter.
West Chicago 0.
Wheaton Central Tigers 1.
Let's remind you that our
West Chicago
Wheaton Central
Wildcats
1.
nothing.
Let's remind you that our concession stand is open. hot dogs,
Pete
Coke,
Bastion
and
scoring.
another goodie.
A beautiful
Throw your
assist by
stuff
Andy
by.
Everly.
See what you can find.
On the direct kick just outside the penalty area. Wheaton Central Tigers have made several substitutions on the front line so far. It's like they're keeping the fresh forwards going on the left outside and the right wing position. No substitutions at midfield or at the fullback line for the Tigers. Well, if the Wildcats are notorious for a second half team, if they can keep this contest down to a 1-0 or a 1-goal deficit, it could be an interesting second half.
There's the magic whistle.
This game was rescheduled because this evening is the West Chicago High School homecoming dance. Nice cheer by the Wildcats as they break to huddle to start the second quarter. Wheaton Central Tigers now switching positions on the field with the Wildcats. The homecoming floats here are in the north end of the field near the goal post, getting set up for the festivities this evening. Now let's see what the Wildcats can do here in this second period. From here, I could hear their coach urging them on to continually go for the ball, don't back off the ball. Good advice. Let's see if the Wildcats respond here. Todd Evans remains in the game, playing left halfback for the Wildcats. Tigers going with the original starting lineup in the first quarter of play. Correction, Doug Meek is at right wing, Derek Gosnell at left. Kevin Rose still on the bench for the Tigers. Orlando with the ball up the right touchline. Orlando has good control, good speed, kicks the ball off the Tigers, be a throw in for the Wildcats. Orlando has an excellent throw, throws it easily. Orlando with the throw again, looking for Todd Evans, finds Todd, chest strap by Todd. He'll look for Orlando or take a shot. He turns and takes a shot on goal. Nice header by Andy Eberling as he clears the ball out of trouble for the Tigers. Good play by Andy, ever-present Andy, just over Andy's head. Jeff, our goalkeeper, moves out quickly, obstructs Orlando, so the ball can go out of over the goal line to be a goal kick for the Wheaton Central Tigers. Andy Eberling will take the kick. Orlando is playing up actually a offensive, almost a European style halfback as he's continually coming up on the front line. He can score for the Wildcats. Todd Evans with the header. Tong up the right side. Doug Meek fighting for the ball. Baldo Cortez at midfield. He's been a factor here. He and Tong are having a good contest at midfield. Ball easily cleared by the Wildcats, playing long ball. Augustine Garcia cleared that ball. Mark G. Rob Hamilton. Aggressive play by Orlando. It's like the Wildcats have listened to their coach. They are definitely much more aggressive in the first quarter. Orlando with the throw-in. Ball open at midfield, no one there. Baldo takes the shot, deflects off the Tigers. Going over the touchline, be a throw-in for the Wildcats. We have 7 Wildcats on offense. They're going to try to score here. Low bridge, unfortunately not called. Okay, Derek Gosnell chips to Pete. This could be a nice break. Pete breaks through the fullback. Derek on the left side. We have Doug Meek up on the right. It's a 3-on-3. Nice play by recovery by Augustine Garcia, who makes the recovery. Comes from behind and catches Pete. Of course, Pete dribbling the ball is a little bit slower. Pete Bastianon pushing the Wildcat down, gets by with it. Chris Berg up the right side. Correction, did not get by with it. Late call by the referee. Be a direct kick at midfield. Oh, against the Wildcats. Good break for the Tigers. Derek Gosnell. Rob Hamilton. Rob has it. Look out. Rob's got the speed. Orlando on him. They played together in Sparta all summer. They know the moves. Tong. Pete's playing behind him. Tong is tripped.
Tripping called on Wheaton
Cortez.
Central. Ball.
Tripping. Tong. Bang. Timeout by the official.
I got it.
Appears to be a caution, either verbal or with the yellow card to Baldo. We'll see. Referee talking to him. Up, here comes the yellow card. Sign of a good referee. Did not
Yellow
immediately
card
come
called on
up
Baldo
flipping
Cortez.
the yellow card in the player's face. He talked to the player in a very calm manner, although the player now wants some more. Better be careful. It'll be a red card. The hand gesture of the referee will
Robin Martin in for Baldo.
not help. Ooh. The other referee should have, seeing that hand gesture, should have ejected him from the match. Okay, the cooling off period takes place for Baldo as he hits the sideline. Be a direct kick for the Tigers. Robin Martin coming in. Tong chips the shot, hits the dirt. First cleared by the Wildcats. Bill Mallett, Jeff Showalter. Jeff with the header, good play. Heads up play by the sophomore Jeff. Beautiful play by Jeff. Tripping from behind. Kevin Daly tripping from behind. Wildcats putting the ball in play quickly. Robin Martin will take the kick, asking for 10 yards. Good play by Rob Hamilton, slowing it up. Jeff, nice catch by Jeff, has the height. And again, the left-handed arm whip, clearing over to Bill Mallett. Bill up to Chris Berg, looking for Pete. Kevin Rose now in the contest. Tigers switching their forwards, keeping him fresh. Mark G on the ball. Ball played back to Jose. Kevin Daly, Tong, up the right side to Doug Meek, looking for Pete, no Pete. Tong intercepts, no one there, he'll carry. Makes the break, coming up the right side. Chips up to Chris Berg, this could be a good chance for the Tigers. Tong tripped from behind, did a little Hollywood there. Wildcats clearing the ball up the left side. Bill Mallett on defense for the Tigers. Could be a shot. Ooh, too high by the Wildcats. Clearing the goal
Shot
post by
taken
50
by Raul
yards
Lopez.
in the air.
Wheaton Central goal kick.
Our own Tong Vang is obviously taking some direction from the high school All-American from Naperville North as he's trying to get a few calls here from the referees today, but not getting them. Andy Everling clears. Ball at midfield. Header by Pete. Robin Martin chips up to the left side. Todd Evans on the left side. Be a throw in
Instruction
for the
called
Tigers.
on West Chicago. Wheaton Central kick.
Indirect kick for the Wheaton Central Tigers. Bill Mallett putting the ball in play. 40 yards in the air, nice and high, looking for Doug Meek with the header. No problem. Jeff Showalter way over the top of Doug. He's a good foot and a half taller. His size once again, an advantage for the Wildcats. I think their defense is playing quite well against us, even though they're behind 1-0. Very aggressive defense by the Wildcats. Pete turns. He may get a shot here. Orlando takes the ball away from him. Good aggressive play by Orlando Vasquez. Long ball by the Wildcats. No one there. Kevin Daly with the header. Roberto pushing off is the call. Roberto pushing off into Kevin Daly. Good call by the official. Andy Everling with the kick. Low driving kick past midfield. Kevin Rose challenging. Nice play by Jose. Jose Perez with that ball. Here's a good contest. Robin Martin and Pete Bashanon challenging at midfield. Bill Mallow, no problem. We have a sweeper back there, Andy Eberling. Movement up to the right side by Roberto. Be a throw in for the Wildcats. Taking the throw in will be Robin Martin. Playing back to Roberto. Robin Martin has the ball. He's moving through. He could have a shot. Cleared by Andy Eberling. Kevin Rose has the ball near the right side touchline. Wildcats maintain control. John Chenniker. Ball played off Kevin Rose. Be a throw in for the Wildcats. John Schlinker with the throw in. Orlando. Back to John. Wildcat throw in. Players are standing flat-footed at this point in time. Nobody's moving for the ball
Jimmy
on either
Trejo
team.
in for Roberto Query.
Wildcats making 2 subs at this point in time. Here's Jeff Showalter with that long throw. Good 6'4" frame. Header by Orlando as he clears it. Header went the wrong way. Unfortunately, Rom Hamilton is challenged from behind.
West Chicago throwing.
Throw in, West Chicago. Robin Martin will take the throw in. Look out, Tiger fans. This could be trouble. Nice throw in by Robin. Look out for the header. Good play by Kevin Daly. Tong Bang clears the ball. Wildcats missed the header. Doug Meek challenging. Andy Eberling with the header. Clear it, Tigers. Tong Bang clears it. Pete Bashanon just barely misses the header. Chris Berg up the right side. Out of bounds, be a Wildcat throw-in. That was a good
West
offensive
Chicago throwing.
series here for the Wildcats. Almost scoring on that throw-in near the corner flag. Todd Evans up the left side. Chris Berg takes the ball away from him. Pushing from behind, called on Todd
Corner
Evans
kick,
for the
West
Wildcats.
Chicago.
Correction, corner kick for the Wildcats. Corner kick. Orlando putting the ball in play, looking for Todd Evans. There's Todd. Tong clears to goalkeeper Jeff Showalter. Clears to midfield. Header by Pete. Back to Doug. Bill Mallow has the break up the right side. Got good coverage here for the Tigers. Cleared by Jeff Showalter. Chipped up the left side by the Wildcats. John Schlinker. Kevin Daly. We have 5 Wildcats against 6 Tigers here. Todd Evans with the header. Over the goal line. Be a goal kick for the Tigers with 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Action's quieted down here for the Tigers. West Chicago Wildcats have been dominating the last 5 minutes. Tigers need to get some offense going. Midfield. Tong heads the ball up to Kevin Rose. Kevin Rose loses the ball to Jose. Jose Perez again playing good defense for the Wildcats. Throw in Mark G. Looking for Kevin. Pete Bashanon is open. He chips it up. Pete could win the foot race. Todd Evans comes in and clears. Good play by the halfback Todd Evans.
Wheaton Central throwing.
Without that, Pete would have come in with a breakaway shot on goal. There's a good opportunity. We mentioned before your halfbacks play both offense and defense. Todd Evans coming back to cover up for the Wildcats as his fullback on that side was beaten. Rob Hamilton with the throw-in. Looking for Tong. It's going to Chris Berg. Chris Berg chips it. Nobody there. Kevin Daly lets the ball go over the touchline. Be a throw-in for the Tigers. Up to Doug Meeks. Doug with the header. Will go over the goal line. Be a goal kick for the Wildcats.
Goal kick, West Chicago.
Pass midfield by the Wildcats. Kevin Daly up. Break up the left side. Andy Eberling controls. Chips back to Jeff. Jeff has control of the ball. Looking for Mark G. He's open. Decides to kick the ball. Nice kick by Jeff. Header by Tong. No one there in the mid. Doug Meeks
Wheaton
on the
Central
right side.
throwing.
Chris Berg will quickly take the throw in. Nope, Tigers a little slow here, fans, in the second quarter. Bill Maloff, maybe he can get the team going again. The referee is calling handball on Bill Maloff, signifying that he
Handball on
brought the
Wheaton
ball
Central.
down with his shoulder.
West Chicago ball.
Tigers have slowed down considerably in this second quarter. Nice kick by Augustine.
West Chicago throwing.
Todd Evans drops the ball down. He'll not make the throw in. Jeff Showalter will make the throw in for the Wildcats. Nice throw, header by Todd Evans. Jeff makes a beautiful play. What a save by Jeff. Todd Evans with the header for the Wildcats. Jeff will clear. He kicks now past midfield. Doug Meek hit from behind, no call. Ball on the sideline. Pete challenging. Chris Berg challenging. Orlando has the ball at midfield for the Wildcats. Tong Vang up in the air and down.
High kick on Wheaton Central. West Chicago ball.
Dangerous play. Jeff Showalter takes the kick
Throw in West Chicago.
off Bill Maloff's head. Be a throw in for the Wildcats. This could be trouble. Wildcats have a good scoring opportunity here. Last two times they looked for Todd Evans. There he is. Into Todd Evans again. Number 35 for the Wildcats. He'll take a shot. Good play by Bill Maloff as he breaks it up. Up Doug Meek up the right side.
West Chicago ball.
Throw in is off. The ball is off Doug Meek. Jeff Showalter will take the throw and watch it. 20 yards easy. Boom. Nice header by Orlando. Ball over the goal line. Be a goal kick for the Tigers. Derek Gosnell coming in for the Tigers, replacing Kevin Rose at left wing. Andy Everling will take the kick for the Tigers. The Tigers are walking. They need a little fire here, even though they're ahead 1-0. If this team is a good second half team, they'd better get another goal here while they can. This is homecoming for the seniors here at Wheaton Central, at West Chicago, correction. Maybe a little extra incentive to play well with all the parents in the stands for West Chicago tonight.
Wheaton Central throwing.
Bill Maloff with a nice throw, looking up the right side of Tong. Orlando clears for the Wildcats. Bill Maloff looks up the left side for Derek Gosnell. Derek can break. Beautiful play by Derek. He almost had control. Once again, the defense of Jose Perez, ever present, wins the challenge. Derek's limping slightly after that confrontation with Jose. Kevin Daly with the header. Pete Bastianon comes back. Orlando chips. Rob Hamilton. Derek Gosnell plays the ball to Pete. Pete chest trap. Looking for Tong. Orlando with the ball. Pete challenging him beautifully. Derek Gosnell. Jose clears the ball. Header by Andy Everly. Doug Meek. Mark G. Could be trouble here. Oh, beautiful play by Andy Everling. He was the only player between the goal and number 44, Jimmy Terho.
Roberto Guides and for John Schlinker.
Robin Martin will take the throw in for the Wildcats. Into the right corner. Kevin Daly staying with him. A left cross. A header by the Wildcats over the crossbar. Beautiful try by the Wildcats. Jimmy Trejo with the header.
Shot taken by Jimmy Trejo. Wheaton Central. Goal kick.
Wheaton Central Tigers have only had the ball near the penalty area once in the last 17 minutes. So West Chicago has really dominated this second quarter of action. Nice throw by Jeff up to Mark. Mark's tripped from behind, but no call. referee did call the trip. The shot on goal was taken after the whistle was blown. And Eberling will put the ball in play. Direct kick for the Wheaton Central Tigers. Rob Hamilton moving towards center. Now the Tigers are moving. All right, nice long ball looking for Pete with the header. Two Tigers converge. Doug Meek. Here comes Chris. Oh, Chris Berg almost had a shot. Rob Hamilton, he wants the ball. He charges through the Wildcat defense, getting the throw in for the Tigers. This is the best offensive action the Tigers have had in the second quarter of this soccer match. Throw in. Chris Berg has a good throw in. Nice and high. Looking for Pete. There's the header. Pete misses it. Derek Gosnell challenging. Jose Perez clears out of trouble for the Wildcats. Okay, let's see if the Tigers can keep it in.
Wheaton Central throwing.
Bill Maloff with the throw up the right side. Here comes Doug Meek. Pete Bashino. Tong, leg trap. Plays a high ball up near the center for Derek Gosnell. Jose has the hand over his back, no call. Jose clears the midfield. Kevin Daly with the header, chips up the left side, but Derek was coming back, so he would not be offside. Little miscommunication there by the Tigers.
West Chicago throwing.
Jose Perez with the throw in for the Wildcats. Looking up the right side. Good play by Mark Cheese. He clears the ball.
Pushing call to Wheaton Central. West Chicago kick.
Direct kick for West Chicago. Orlando Vasquez puts the ball in play up the left side. Nice play by Jeff as he moves out and taps the ball with both hands and pushes it over the touchline. A beautiful play by the Tiger goalkeeper, using again his speed and height. Beautiful play by Jeff. He is anticipating the ball. That's what I'm impressed by, Jeff. He's really anticipating that ball. Throw in by the Wildcats. Orlando with a chest trap. No harm, no foul. Referee didn't call it. Doug Meek challenging. No, Doug coming back on defense. That's a good sign for the Tigers. Helping out a little bit on defense. Throw in for the Tigers. Good job by Doug Meek there. Oops, Wildcat throw in. The referee was confused. Confused the players also. Now the referee will signal a retake.
Central throwing.
And the Everlane will take the throw in for the Wheaton Central Tigers. 58 seconds remaining in the second quarter of play. Wheaton Central Tigers leading 1-0 over West Chicago Wildcats. Andy with the throw. Nice throw in looking for Pete. Jose gets the header instead of Pete. Jose played defense all last summer for Sport of Chicago. Knows it well. Played in Cincinnati and South Bend. Challenged the best of them. Nice play by the Wildcats. Long ball clear. Pushing from behind is the call. Bill Maloff caught pushing from behind. Be a direct kick for the Wildcats. Just outside the penalty area with 20 seconds to go. They've got to put the ball in play quickly. Here's a shot high. It's going to go up over the crossbar. No! Jeff makes a beautiful save right at the top of the crossbar. And that left-handed arm toss out to Rob Hamilton. This should cut down the action near the end of the first half. Ball is out of bounds. Will be a Tiger throw-in.
Wheaton Central throwing.
5 seconds remaining. I don't think we'll see any more soccer here in the first half. That is the end of the first half. Wheaton Central Tigers 1, West Chicago Wildcats nothing.
And the second quarter, Wheaton Central 1, West Chicago 0.
Tiger goal scored by Pete Bashanon with an
Remind you
assist
that our
by
concession
Andy
stand
Evelyn,
is open with hot
resulting
dogs,
in a direct kick
Coke,
just outside the penalty area.
popcorn, and all other goodies. So why don't you stop by there, see what you could buy.
What you have just seen are two examples of the wrong way to dispose of waste motor oil. Improper oil disposal pollutes our environment and kills wildlife. Not only is it harmful to nature, it is also illegal and you could be fined.
Take your waste oil to Wheaton Sanitary District at 1 South 640 Schaffner Road in Wheaton. Somebody will be there to gladly dispose of your waste oil safely and, most important, legally. Call 668-1515.
Join Norlynn Egbert and her future guests on the next edition of Wheaton Connections.
What do you do when the class doesn't end?
F prime x equals the limit of 8
Gosh, I wish I knew.
towards 0.
Why not try Cliff's Guide to Alleviate Boredom?
5 minus f of h times y
Try number 47.
of h times
Vintage
y
gum left by your
times
colleagues
x
and
plus
friends.
y plus 3 x times.
Or try the ever-popular number 103
Very simple.
when you
Minus
visit
1
your
of
tropical
f
paradise.
prime x
And then there's the always unpopular, actually listening to what the teacher has to say.
x plus 3 times
So, for the low price of only just send check or money order to Cliff's Guide to Alleviate Boredom. That's P.O. Box 1313, Berwyn, Illinois. Or call area code 123-456-7891.
x minus.
I'm glad I called.
Are there any questions?
An educational program on the use and abuse of tobacco by Dr. William L. Epperly, a family physician.
The DuPage County Medical Society and its 900 members support the Illinois Clean Air Act because physicians recognize they must take a stand against smoking and chewing tobacco. Clearly, smoking is a risk to your health and well-being, not only to you who smoke, but to those around you. The DuPage County Medical Society is calling for legislation banning smoking in hospitals and public health facilities, restaurants, public buildings, and public transportation vehicles except when designated areas are provided. Physicians who have examined patients who smoke or chew tobacco have seen cancer under the tongue, lungs with black spots, cancer of the stomach, and smoking-induced emphysema, peptic ulcers, and arterial sclerosis. It is imperative that adults and young people remain free from smoke in their environment. The facts will help you live in good health.
For more information, call the DuPage County Medical Society Speakers Podium, 858-9603.
What is missing from this scene?
Trees.
Ozone levels reach an
Greenhouse
unprecedented
effect
100
has
parts
caused
per million
skyrocketing
today,
ozone
marking
levels.
an
Warnings
all-time
have been
high in
issued to the general
ozone-related
public to
deaths
stay
this
indoors
week.
and avoid any physical activities.
Can we really afford to lose our trees?
What if...
Yo, it's me, Pat Reed, the new intern at WCTV, Wheaton Community Television. Now listen, homeboys and homegirls, I want you to gather up the posse and come on down here to our studios in the old Jefferson School at 130 North Hazleton. Why? So you can produce your own television show. That's right, you produce your own television show with your friends. So call Greg Buzzell for more information, 260-2191. Word. I don't remember.
In less than 10 years, drunk drivers have caused more than 250,000 violent deaths on our highways. The men, women, and children you're seeing now are just a few of their innocent victims. Celebrate Labor Day wisely. Please, for everyone's sake, be responsible. Don't drink and drive.
Every day.
Central Tigers dominating the first quarter of play. The second quarter was easily won by the West Chicago Wildcats as they break with a hearty cheer here to start off the second half. We'll see if they are a good second half team as advertised. If they are, this will be one excellent soccer contest because the Tigers have not shown the fire and the spirit in the second quarter that they showed in the first quarter. Todd Evans remaining in the lineup for the Wildcats. Other than that, the Wildcats going with the original starting lineup. Wheaton Central Tigers going with their starting lineup with one exception. Doug Meek will be in place of Kevin Rose. All right, here we go for the starting of the second half. Pete looking for the open player. Bill Mallow over to Kevin Daly. Todd Evans chips up for the Wildcats. Raul Lopez with the ball. Challenged by Doug Meeks and Pete Bastian. Nice play by Mark Gies. He comes and breaks the ball. Chips it up to Derek Costnell. Plays it back to Kevin Bergs, fighting for the ball. Kevin maintains control. Back to Kevin Daly. Nice slide tackle by the Wildcat, chipping the ball out of bounds. Kevin Daly was about ready to kick the ball. Play was interrupted by number 44, Jimmy Trejo. Pete Bastian going for the ball. Tong has been negated here in this game. Good play by the midfield for the Wildcats. Tong has not made the impact that he's made in previous games. Okay, here's a play up the left side by the Wildcats. Mark G with the ball. 28 beats Mark G. May have a shot on goal. Takes the shot. Cleared by Andy Eberling. Nice play by Andy. Plays up to Rob Hamilton. Rob coming up the right side. That was Roberto, was the winger for the Wildcats. Okay, Bill Mallow. Little arm pushing here. The referee's going to have to slow the play down a little bit. Tong. Chris Berg. Mark G. Nice kick by Mark G. and Francisco as he clears the ball past midfield. Throw in, Wheaton Central Tigers. Two Tigers moving here, Derek Gosnell and Rob Hamilton. All the other Tigers were flat-footed on the throw-in. All right, Todd Evans with the ball. Chris Berg chips up. Augustine Garcia playing the ball for the Wildcats. Up the left side, Kevin Daly has the ball easily under control. Throw in by Kevin. Doug Meek open. Doug loses the ball to Todd Evans. Orlando up the left side looking for Todd. Give and go to Todd. Nice header by Kevin Daly. Bill Maloff. Derek Gosnell playing long ball up the left wing. There's no one there. Chris Berg coming up, trying to get control. Tigers get a throw in. Tigers showing a little bit more aggressive action in the second quarter, but still nothing compared to the first quarter of play. Chris Berg with the throw in. Derek Gosnell fighting for the ball. Throw in, Tigers. Okay, good scoring opportunity here for the Tigers. Chris Berg has a nice long throw in. Correction, looks like it'll be a corner kick. Call is a corner kick. Hard to tell from here which side of the corner flag the ball cleared. Here's Chris Berg with a corner kick. Up high looking for the header. Pete gets a header just to the left of goalkeeper Javier Guzman. Pete has the height to get up for the headers. Javier, or Have, good goalkeeper for West Chicago Wildcats. Cleared by Jeff Stowalter. Jose Perez. Pushing from behind, Mark Gianfrancisco called for it. Orlando Vasquez will put the ball in play. Here's Orlando. Long ball up the left side. Nobody there. Andy Everling has control. Chest trap by the Wildcat. Could be a good play up the left side. Rob Hamilton stays with him. Breaks past Rob. Ooh, nice play by the Wildcats. And the Tigers. Todd Evans brought down from behind by Bill Mallon. No call. Nope, there is a call. Pushing is the call by the referee on the Wildcats. Jeff scoops the ball up quickly. Forward Roberto challenging. Ball clears midfield. Andy with a header. Just barely missed it. Jeff Stowalter with a long kick. We're playing long ball here now. Mark G with the header. Let's get the ball down on the ground. Tigers control the ball. Rob Hamilton has a nice break up the right side. Doug Meek chips up to Doug. Doug makes the break. Cleared by the Wildcats. Kevin Daly challenging. Bill Mallett, Kevin Daly again. Andy Everling calls for the ball. Kevin Daly chips up to Tong. Orlando on Tong. Hit him from behind. Hit him again. Tong loses the ball out of bounds. Be a Wildcat throw-in. A lot of body contact here allowed by the referee. Timeout is taken by the trailing referee. Wants to talk to a player. To talk to Tong Bang for Wheaton Central Tigers. Must have heard something. He's a good 50 yards away from the play. Yes, he heard something. And here is the yellow card.
Awarded to Tong Bang from Wheaton Central for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Tigers will be forced now to make a substitution here at midfield, as Tong must take the cooling off period. Oh, here's a break, Tiger soccer fans. Entering the game, number 13, Chris Byrne, for the first time since his shoulder separation in Glen Ellen.
West Chicago kick.
Been out about 6 weeks. Jose took the long kick for the Wildcats. Chris Berg has the ball, chipped up the left side and into the stands. Derek Gosnell. Orlando. No one there. Should be easy for Andy. Andy chips the ball away. Orlando again, ever present. Very aggressive. Orlando Vasquez, halfback, a junior for West Chicago Wildcats. Playing good soccer here in the third quarter. Ever-present, aggressive, challenging for the ball. Taking Tong on at midfield. That's last year's all-conference player. Referee's called timeout. The clock here has stopped. Referee is giving the exact time to the official scorekeeper at 13:55. Third quarter, 13:55 remaining. Andy Eberling put the ball in play for the Wheaton Central Tigers. Should go to midfield easily, and it does. Kevin Daly, nice trap, brings the ball down. Rob Hamilton. Todd Evans takes the ball away. Todd breaks up the right side, plays over to the other forward. Looks like it could be a corner kick. Ball deflected off the Wheaton Central Tiger.
Goal kick, Wheaton Central.
Goal kick is the call. Correction, goal kick. Again, we're about 60 yards away. Hard to see from here. Nice kick by Andy Eberling. Jose Perez with the header. Pete Bastianon has the ball. Kicked too high in the air. Todd Evans with the header. Todd's played well for the Wildcats since coming in off the bench. Throw in by Kevin Daly. Bill Maloff. Raul Lopez again taking the ball away from Bill Maloff. Raul's playing a good game. Andy Eberling will let the ball go back. Jeff maintains control. Takes a fake kick. Hand pass up to Andy Eberling. Looking for Pete. Throw in for the Wildcats. Jose Perez with the throw in. Two Tigers converge at midfield. Mark G. Jose heads the ball up into the stands. Be a Wheaton Central Tiger throw in. Tigers again slowing down in third quarter here, not showing that aggressive action they did in the first quarter. This could be trouble later in this contest. Even though this team has not won a match in conference, they cannot let down. Nice throw in by Andy. Throw in again for the Tigers. They're moving upfield here. Tigers have 7 players now in the attacking area that can all score. Now 8. Tigers are threatening here. Nice throw in by Chris. Header by Pete. Oh, Derek Costnell hits the ball way over the goal bound. Too bad. That was a good chance there. Hard ball to play for Derek. The ball was high in the air, up over his shoulder. He tried to touch it in, deflected. Instead, hit the ball up in the air. Wildcats putting the goal kick in play.
Handball, Wheaton Central. West Chicago kick.
Jose Perez with the kick. Bill Maloff takes it. Look for Bill to carry. Bill carries the ball up midfield. Chips to Pete Bastianon. Could be a give and go. Rob Hamilton's opening up the right side. Here comes Rod. Todd Evans behind him. Rod and the player converge at midfield. Will be a call against the Wildcats. Direct kick for the Tigers. David Cote called for pushing from behind. Could be trouble here. Tigers have scored often. Doug Meek open on the right side. Rob Hamilton on the right side. Andy Eberling. You saw that hard kick earlier. Here's the shot by Andy. Cleared by the fullback for the Wildcats. Kevin Daly challenging for the ball. Cleared at midfield by the Wildcats. Chris Byrne touched the ball for the first time since returning from his shoulder separation. As expected, be playing a little tentative. Nice header. Pete Bastianon. Be a high kick by the referee. Dangerous play. Indirect kick for the Wildcats.
West Chicago ball.
Mark, nice header by Mark G. Chris Byrne has stepped off the touchline at this point in time, removing something from underneath his jersey. Could be some kind of support. Jose Perez with the throw-in. Jose has a good throw. This could be trouble. Wildcats could get a left-footed shot off. Mark G makes a good play on defense. Bill Maloff. Pete Bastian on Bill Maloff. Bill up the right side. Doug Meek is open up the right side near the touchline. Let's see if he can keep the ball in play. Doug Meek touches. He could center here. A nice center. No one there. No one there for the Tigers. Not a player within 15 yards of that ball. Bill Maloff looking again for Doug Meek. Doug's still in the area. He'll turn this one again. Let's see if the Tigers get there on offense. Jeff Stowalter controlling. Rob Hamilton gets by with a handball. No, referees called it. Verbal comment by Rob Hamilton will draw the yellow card. Rob will sit out for the required cooling off period. This referee has good ears. He caught Tong from 50 yards away, making a verbal comment.
Number 2, Bob Hamilton.
Rob Hamilton leaves the game. Tu Vang coming in his place. Tong's younger brother. Direct kick by the Wildcats. Bill Maloff with the header. Chris Berg playing long ball. Tiger forwards nowhere to be seen, playing too far back. We have good halfbacks, but they're trying to play the halfback position here and leaving absolutely no one up on the front line. Once we do clear the ball and get it up in the attacking zone, the forwards have been playing back almost as halfbacks. So we do have no scoring punch here in the third quarter with 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the contest. Pete Bastian on. Again, no forwards anywhere near there. Derek Dawsonell comes in, but way too late. Ball cleared up field by the Wildcats.
Wheaton Central throwing.
Andy Everling with the throw-in. Derek Gosnell up the left side. Jose Perez. Derek takes the shot. It'll be a goal kick for the Wildcats. Tigers starting to pick the action up a little bit here the last 3 or 4 minutes. I kind of feel like an explosion is going to take place in this game pretty soon. It's been pretty quiet here for almost 40 minutes. Tu Vang up in the air high. Ball cleared by Jeff Stowalter. Mark G with a good header on the left side. Throw in for the Wildcats. I think Jeff Stowalter actually is intimidating the forwards on the wings. By the right wing, I mean, and Doug Meeks, his size almost 1.5 feet taller. Plus, he seems to have the speed to keep up. Very intimidating figure on defense. Watch him here. Boom. Touches the ball. Doug beats him this time. Quick recovery by the sweeper. Doug is hit hard from behind. That's how you can get hurt. Very, very hard from behind. David Cote called on the foul. Doug Meek is holding his shin. Fortunately, it is his shin. That could have been a dangerous injury, taken down hard from behind. In this reporter's opinion, that should be a yellow card, much more so than some of the verbal abuse that the referee feels that he's been given today. Doug will sit down and go on to the right sideline. Looks like he's going to be okay, soccer fans. Good thing it wasn't the knee. You can hear Doug from here saying it's all right. Rob Hamilton now coming back in the game for the Wheaton Central Tigers after the cooling off period, receiving the yellow card. Bill Mallow, a long kick, looking up for Chris Berg. There's a Pete makes the header. Have grabs the ball easy. Javier, long kick. Javier near midfield. Okay, Andy Everling calling for the ball, loses it, chips it back to our goalkeeper, Jeff Stowalter. Oh, hard play from behind. Andy Everling was hit hard from behind. Referee called the play. Direct kick for the Tigers, putting the ball quickly in play to their goalkeeper. Jeff clears up the right side near midfield. Nice header by Rob Hamilton. Chris Byrne takes the first heavy shot in the shoulder. Orlando hit him near the shoulder. That should help him get his confidence back. Now, notice the difference now after he took that hit. Rob Hamilton could take a shot on goal. Nice play at the last minute by Baldo Cortez. The Tigers will get a corner kick. Rob can score from that spot, and he had a scoring opportunity.
Corner kick, Wheaton Central.
Chris Byrne took a hard shot in the shoulder. I think that really gave him the confidence that he can take the contact, and quickly got back in the action, maintained control, and set up a scoring opportunity. Chris Berg with a corner kick, looking at the center. Oh, a nice shot by Pete. Oh, a beautiful shot by Pete. It'll be a goal kick for the Wildcats. High over the crossbar, about 4 feet high over the crossbar.
West Chicago goal kick.
Nice try by Pete Bastianon for the Tigers. 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Chris Berg with the header. Chris Berg again. Our telephone pole may be in the way for that play. Substitution
Dan
for
Peterson
the Wildcats.
for Jimmy Trejo.
Tong with a nice shot in midair as he hits the ball with his right foot. Tong again. Looks like the Tigers picking the pace up. They need Tong at midfield to give him that spark. They've shut him down today, though. Wildcats have shut Tong down at midfield. All right, direct kick here by the Tigers. Probably Andy Everling will probably take the kick. Tong is giving direction here. The referee showing where to position the ball. Now Bill Maloff. Okay, Tong moving in the attacking area. Bill Maloff chips high. There's no one there. Offside is the call by the referee.
Central. West Chicago ball. You know what I mean?
Indirect kick, West Chicago Wildcats. Nice low driving kick. Tong challenges.
What? Yes, we did.
Pushing from behind.
36.
Here's the call. Raul Lopez call for the Wildcats. I think Orlando Vasquez has done a good job today for the Wildcats. He's really challenged Tong Bang at midfield almost every opportunity. I think he's been definitely a factor in this contest. Jeff Stowalter also on defense. Jose Perez on defense for the Wildcats. Here's Jeff, that long kick. Bill Maloff with the header. Orlando with the header. Look out, this could be trouble. A good play by Jeff as he comes in and grabs control of the ball. What a good play by our sophomore goalkeeper. Outstanding play. Once again, as we mentioned earlier in the first half, he can anticipate. He's thinking out there at all times. Not reacting, he's anticipating. He's going to kick this time. There's nobody open. A weak kick by his standards, not to midfield. Header by the Wildcats. Tong. Talk, Tigers, talk. Okay, Rob takes it. Here's Tong up the right side. Orlando again, as we mentioned, right on Tong. Tong clears up to Derek Gosnell. Derek breaks away. This could be a shot on goal. He centers. There's no one there. Have makes a beautiful save. Beautiful save. Javier Gutzman for the Wildcats. Clearing past midfield. Every time he gets a good save, he really nails that kick. Andy Everling. Tiger goalkeeper sees Kevin Daly open. Lake track by Kevin. Man on, Kevin, look out. Kevin clears up. Good attacking by the Wildcats. A nice long shot. No one there by number 33, Baldo Cortez.
Goal kick, Wheaton Central.
Had an opportunity there. His right wing was open on the other side of the field. He chose to take the shot while he was running forward. And unless he turns his foot or body, it will go as it did to the goalkeeper's right over the goal line. Andy Everling will put the ball in play. 2 minutes remaining. Third quarter, Wheaton Central Tigers 1, West Chicago Wildcats nothing. Tong and Rob Hamilton switching for a minute. Rob taking the middle of the field, Tong taking the right side. Good body contact, Rob Hamilton with the chest trap. Now he'll feel the pressure Tong's been feeling. Notice Orlando pushing him from behind. Again, the telephone post got in the way, and Rob Hamilton pushes Orlando from behind. No problem, players shake hands, get up quickly. Rob was called for the push. Now the referee's pointing the other way. Fans from both sides now are giving the referee advice. Unfortunately, the telephone pole is shielding us from this action. Wheaton Central Tigers putting the ball in play. Tong, bang, moving up. Bill Maloff will take the kick. Referee stop the action here a minute. Andy Eberling will take the kick. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter of action. Referee now moving up into a position to call the offsides, which he should. All right, now we'll start action. Bill Maloff now taking the kick for the Tigers. Looking for probably Doug Meek or Pete. Oh, Pete just missed the header. The referee's called offside. Can't tell, or pushing. Can't tell by his hand. Yes, hand in the air. It's offside. Indirect kick for the Wildcats. Orlando again, ever present with the header. 33, Baldo Cortez again playing good soccer at midfield. Converging on Tong Bang. Chris Berg. Rob Hamilton. Baldo Cortez chips the ball out of bounds. Be a throw in, Kevin Daly for the Tigers. Third quarter winding down. Moments of glory here for the Tigers, but they're slowing down again. This could be trouble here. Rob Hamilton aggressively going for the ball. Here's Derek Gosnell looking for Pete. Pete will use the header. No, nice chest trap by Pete. Taken away by Orlando. Orlando Vasquez again making good soccer moves up the left touch line. Mark G with him. Mark takes the ball away. Good play by Mark G and Francisco. Up to Derek Gosnell. Look for the give and go to Mark. Jeff Stowalter again making contact. Direct kick for the Tigers. 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Tigers better put the ball in play quickly before the third quarter is over. 35, 34. Tong takes a shot up. No one there. After 2 consecutive offside calls, the Tigers are holding back on charging. Remember, the call should be made when the time the ball is kicked. Orlando, right on Rob Hamilton. Rob clears it up to Derek. Look for the give and go to Rob. Pete, give and go to Rob. Rob is up the right side. He can score. He comes up quickly. The sweeper challenges him, and the ball goes over the goal line for a goal kick.
Chicago.
Should be the end of the third quarter. Wheaton Central Tigers 1, West Chicago Wildcats
In the third quarter,
nothing.
Wheaton Central 1, West Chicago 0. Let's remind you that our concession stand is open with popcorn, pop, hot dogs, candy, and other goodies.
West Chicago Wildcats running back to the
Please
hustle,
stop
to
by
the
there
huddle.
before they close, see what you could buy.
Wheaton Central Tigers kind of walking back. Tigers will have to probably play aggressive here in this fourth quarter if they want to win this contest. Remember, West Chicago has not won a conference match. They are 0-4. By records and standing, Wheaton Central Tigers should easily win this contest. But West Chicago, with their homecoming tonight and with all senior parents here, have played well in front of the parents. A beautiful day in paradise.
The temperature about 62 degrees. And a 3 to 5 mile an hour wind from the west.
Bob, what's your reaction been so far to the soccer match?
I think it's been a very exciting game. It's, I think, Jerry, one of the game that we've had more yellow cards or warnings from the referees. I think we've had more yellow cards today than we have in a long time.
How about body contact among players? There's been a lot of aggressive body contact today.
Lots of aggressive play, and I think that perhaps one reason is because a lot of these boys know one another. They've played soccer together, and so they are not as intimidated by one another.
Turn up here.
5 seconds remaining in the break between quarters. Should be an interesting 20 minutes of soccer here. All right, senior parents cheering on the West Chicago Wildcats as they break the huddle to start the fourth quarter of play. 20 minutes remaining. Wheaton Central Tigers scoring on a direct kick outside the penalty area. Andy Eberling taking the kick. Goalkeeper Javier Gutzman making the save, but ever-present Pete Bastianon with a nice left-footed touch shot, put the ball in the goal in the first quarter for the Wheaton Central Tigers. All right, Wildcats open the play with opening kickoff. Raul Perez at midfield. All right, referee signals the start of play. Let's watch the first 2 minutes and see if we can see any change in the pattern of play. Perez taking too long to put the ball in play at midfield. Jose, nice clearing shot by Jose Perez. Mark Gianfrancisco with the header. Chris Byrne up the right side. Looks like he's getting soccer legs back a little bit. Bill Maloff. Tiger soccer fans glad to see him back and play. Tong Vang was hit hard, very hard at midfield. Referee did not see or did not choose to call the play. Action happened away from the play as a shoulder block was given in the middle of Tong's back, knocking him hard to the ground. Tong appears okay, receiving applause from the Tigers soccer diehard fans here. Tong has had a tough soccer match this season. West Chicago has been very physical with him. He's been on the ground a number of times. A drop ball by the referees, which is the correct restart. No call was made, no foul was seen. Pete Bastianon taking the kick, along with Baldo Cortez. Bill Maloff chips up the right side. Here comes Chris Byrne moving up the right side. This looks good. Chris takes a nice centering pass to Pete. Oh, Pete just missed it. Here's Derek, a little bit late. Derek was a little bit late. Nice play. Byrne adding, getting more confidence as he gets into the game. Attempted chest trap by Tong. Kevin Daly. Raul Perez playing very aggressive midfield for the Wildcats. Up the left side. Baldo Cortez. Ball out of bounds. Be a throw in for the Wildcats. Throw in for the Wheaton Central Tigers. Correction, be a direct kick. Andy Everling putting the ball in play near the east touch line. Good 40-yard pass. Kevin Daly looks for the header. Oh, up the left side to Derek Gosnell. He could have a shot on goal. Did not turn his body when he took the shot. Ball going 40 yards over the goal line. Be a goal kick for the West Chicago Wildcats. Good scoring opportunity there. Derek normally gets those on goal. Just didn't quite turn his body in time. Chris Byrne making his mark here in this fourth quarter. Chris Berg with the header. Jose Perez with the throw-in. Kevin Daly. Andy Everling calls him off the ball. Plays long ball up the center, no one there. Rob Hamilton charging for the ball. Tong and Rob, two aggressive halfbacks for the Tigers. Tong clears up the right wing. No one there. Goal kick for the Wildcats of West Chicago. And they played a very aggressive soccer match, and they have not given up. Even though they're down 1-0, they're trying for this tying goal. You can see the determination in their play. Here's a good pass, give and go. Oh, this looks good. Chris Byrne has the ball blocked away, but he's making an impact in this quarter after missing 6 weeks of action due to shoulder separation. Andy Everling clearing the ball back. Raul Lopez charging in, ever aggressive. Pete with the header. Chris Byrne chips up to Derek. Derek's not there. Derek's challenging. Okay, Chris Berg. Oh, Chris Berg can shoot. He's coming up the left side, may score. will be a goal kick. West Chicago Wildcats. Jose Perez made a good recovery. Jose Perez again playing good soccer for the Wildcats. Orlando chips the ball up to the right side. Cleared easily to the Tiger goalkeeper. Jeff Stillwasher. Nice kick. No one there for the Tigers. Pete Bastianon intercepts. Once again, the Tiger forwards playing a little bit back. Rob Hamilton chips up. No one there. Orlando makes a showboat play, but it was a good one. Chris Berg with the header. The only problem with that play, takes you out of the action as you hit the ground. Be a throw-in for the Tigers. Watch Chris Berg here. We'll bring you another telephone poll on the play, but watch Chris. He's got a good throw-in. And now with Byrne playing, we have several large forwards here. Throw-in again for the Tigers, about 10 yards behind the original throw-in. Tong moving in play. Okay, a throw-in from the original spot now by Chris Berg. Tigers getting a good opportunity to practice this play. Here comes Derek Gosnell moving this time. Toward Derek. Chris makes a good try. Good try by Chris Byrne. Goal kick for the Wildcats. The referee's calling pushing before the ball went over the goal. Mark G challenging. Called for pushing. Wildcats will put the ball in play at midfield. The referees are cutting down now in aggressive action. Every opportunity they see it, they're making a call. The game will slow down as a result. This probably will be to the advantage of the Wheaton Central Tigers. The Wildcats have been playing much more aggressive soccer, hence we'll probably get more fouls called against them. Okay, up to the left side, no one there. Right wing is open. Chose to go up the middle. There's an offside call. Orlando, 37 offside. There's your halfback really overplaying his position when he gets called for an offside near the arc of the penalty area. Jeff with the kick. Midfield. Tong misses. Good play by Tong, looking for the open player. Finds Byrne to Pete Bastianon, looking for Derek. Derek chips to the center. Here's Pete. He could get a shot off. Pete takes a shot on goal, and it hits the goal post and comes out. Hit the right crossbar and rebounded out into play. Crossbar is a square. Wooden pole, unusual play, and the wrong spin for the Tigers. Here's your corner kick, Chris Berg now. Tigers got a good chance to score. Let's see if they can do it. Here comes Chris Berg. 13 minutes remaining in the quarter. Nice header. Byrne takes a header. It'll be a goal kick for the Wildcats. What a difference Byrne has made in the attacking Tiger offense here as he's now gained his confidence. Feels that he can play without being concerned about his shoulder. Have clearing to midfield. Header by Bill Maloff. Tong. Substitution, Todd Evans coming in for the Wildcats. Replacing Orlando Vasquez. Todd Evans in. Played very well when he was in earlier. Probably keep him in the remaining part of this contest. Rob Hamilton with the leg trap. Rob Hamilton's been cautioned by the referee. This may be his ejection from the game. Referee's bringing him close to him now. There is the yellow card, which is his second. Referee escorting him to the sideline. Now talking to the coach, Frank Bucciferro. Kevin Rose coming in his spot. Referee's now deciding the situation concerning player Rob Hamilton. see if they've called in a game ejection or not. Now consulting with the West Chicago coach. If there is a game ejection, the Tigers will play with one man short for the remaining 12 minutes of this soccer match.
Now, Jerry, is it automatic a game ejection if you have 2 yellow cards?
Not automatic, no. It's up to the referee's judgment. Kevin Rose with the throw-in. Pete Bastian on. Tong now taking control of midfield again. Up to Derek. Jose Perez has the ball. Derek Gosnell all over his back and pushing off. Derek, frustrated, pushing Jose from behind. Jose shut him down all day. Kick up the touchline. Up the west side touchline. Chris Berg. Todd Evans on him. Pete Bastian on again. Notice his positioning. He's near midfield. Now getting up to the front line. Chris Berg clears the ball high. Javier has the ball. Javier. Nice kick by Javier. Andy Eberling calling. Tong hit from behind. No call. Todd Evans with the ball. Looking for the open Wildcat. Coming back. Chris Byrne. Kevin Rose. Give and go. Up the right side for Derek Gosnell and Jose. They've met each other all day. Here's Derek with a very good hitter. Here comes Pete Bastian on in. Now Derek's turn. Derek up, misses the header. Jose has the ball. Jose will bring it upfield. There's the trip. Tripping by Gosnell. Derek's hurt. He's down on the field. Referee will call timeout with 10 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the soccer match. Looks like Derek must have extended his leg. Can't tell at this time what the problem is. Possibly he extended his leg when he fell down. Looks like it's his left leg, left ankle, or left knee. Referee calling time, asking for assistance. Sophomore coach Gary Lucky running across the field for the Tigers. Derek, as you may recall, in the Naperville North game, played at Naperville Central a year ago, received a broken left arm as a result of his aggressive play. Derek looks like he's in pain. Coach is looking at back side of the leg, can't quite see from here. Back side of the right leg. That should be a good sign. It doesn't look like it's the knee. Derek's still in pain. Coach Lucky now going down to the right ankle. Looks like Derek's going to be okay. Derek's getting up. He'll be a little tender on that right ankle. Looks like it is the right ankle. Coach Lucky, sophomore coach, undefeated so far this year, being tied today by the West Chicago Wildcats 2-2. Both teams undefeated, both sophomore teams undefeated. It was a good soccer match before this one. Derek walking it off. Derek was called for tripping, so the ball will be put in play by the West Chicago Wildcats with a direct kick. Near the west touchline. Taking the kick will be Baldo Cortez for the Wildcats. Steve Larson comes in for Derek Gosnell. Steve Larson playing left wing for the Tigers. Andy Eberling. Little confusion by the Tigers there. Andy recovers quickly and clears high. Gets the ball out of play. Here comes Mark G. Tong. Here comes Todd Evans up the right side. Todd could make a break. Good play by Andy Eberling. He shielded Todd Evans from the ball, letting goalkeeper Jeff clear easily. Over to Bill Maloff. Bill trying to keep the ball in play. Nice header by Byrne. Here's Byrne with the ball, getting his confidence back every minute of play here. Bill Maloff up the right side to Byrne. Byrne gets control. He'll probably go to the center for Pete if he can. Here he's going to make the break up the right touchline. Ball knocked out of play by the Wildcats. Be a throw-in for Wheaton Central Tigers. Kevin Rose making the throw-in. Pete Bastian on, misses the header. Tong, high chips near the center. No one there. Tong controls. Jose heads the ball out of trouble. Kevin Rose up. Notice the contact. Both players shoulder to shoulder. No foul. West Chicago playing aggressive soccer today. This is the most aggressive physical soccer match the Tigers have had. Mark G with the ball, loses control. Bill Maloff chipping and assisting. Long ball by the Wildcats, nobody there. Andy Eberling clears up to midfield. Here comes Pete. Series of headers by the Wildcats. The ball goes over the touch line. Throw in for the Tigers. Kevin Daly with the throw in. Nice throw by Kevin. Jose Perez with the header for the Wildcats. Long ball by Chris Berg. No one near there. Substitutions for the Wildcats. Still 1-0. Wheaton Central Tigers leading with 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Pushing from behind by Kevin Rose. Notice the elbows up and over the player's back. That'll get it every time. Referees watch for the hands and arms. Kevin must learn to keep his hands and arms down. He can still give the contact and get by with it. Direct kick put in play by the Wildcats up the left side. Kevin Rose gets control, chips to midfield, no one there. Long ball by the Wildcats. Nice play by Jeff. Jeff's challenge, so he will kick. This is his best kick, way past midfield. 58 yards in the air. Pushing from behind will be the call on Pete Bastion as he hits the fullback from behind. Javier Gutzman kicks the ball for the Wildcats. Bill Maloff. Mark G. Dangerous play. There are free signals. Lining the ball up. About 10 yards this side of midfield. Bill Maloff will take the kick for the Tigers. Tigers have 4 forwards guarded by 6 West Chicago defenders. Bill Maloff clears the ball up the right side. Here comes Tong challenging for the ball. Wildcat fullback centers the ball incorrectly to midfield. Tong challenging. Tong caught for pushing from behind. Be a direct kick for the Wildcats. Wheaton Central coach Frank Rucifera right near that action disagrees with the call. Wildcats putting the ball in play. Todd Evans, ever-present Todd Evans may have a chance here. Takes a left-footed shot up high. Steph Stowasher comes up. He'll catch it. Nice play by Jeff. Watch that anticipation and aggressive action. He was pushed via call against the Wildcats. Tigers putting the ball in play. Direct kick, Wheaton Central Tigers. Watch for his arm pass. Nope, makes the kick to midfield. Pushing from behind on the Wildcats. Baldo Cortez pushing Byrne from behind. Be a direct kick for the Tigers. Just this side of midfield. Kevin Rose receives the ball from Tong Vang. Give and go to Tong Vang. This could be trouble. Tong moves up the center, takes a long shot on goal, just to the right of goalkeeper Javier. Steve Larson was open on the left side. Tong has the good kick. He has the power, can score from 30 yards out easily. Header by Tong, looking up the right side. Here comes Byrne. Byrne slide tackles. Wildcat fullback now has the ball, chips up to his halfback. Kevin Rose on the halfback. Be a throw-in for the Wildcats. 5 minutes remaining in this soccer match. Well, that explosion I was waiting for hasn't happened yet. Level play is slowing down once again in this contest as the referees are blowing frequent whistles for any physical contact. Kevin Rose with the throw-in. Pete Bastion with the header. Could have been a handball, but there was no intent on the play. The referee wisely did not call it. Long ball by the Wildcats. No one there. Andy Eberling with the header. Here's Todd Evans at midfield. Todd maintains control. Tong Vang chips up. Header by the Wildcats. Tong again. Todd Evans pushing him down from behind. Todd is called for pushing field. Tiger direct kick near midfield. Andy Everling putting the ball in play. Let's mention while we have a chance here, some of the Tigers who haven't played today. So far, Sean Wheelis has not played in this soccer match as Kevin Rose takes the throw in to Pete Bastianon. Here comes, oh, Steve Larson has a nice shot, takes the right foot, makes a quick shot on goal, going to the right of goalkeeper Javier. Ball will be put in play with the goal kick. Jim Kindler hasn't played yet for the Tigers. Charlie Kyle. Javier Gutzman with the kick near midfield. Chris Berg with the header. Jose Perez with the throw-in. Nice throw-in by Jose. Chris Berg, nice. Notice how he turned his body on that kick up the touchline. Here comes Steve Larson. He's breaking, trying to look for Pete. Pete gained control. Pete is pushed from behind. No call. Andy Everling will play the ball back to goalkeeper. 3 minutes remaining in this contest. Looks like the Tigers are going to get a 1-0 victory here unless things change quickly. Number 47, John Schenickler, challenging for the Wildcats. Nice clearing kick. Pete Bastianon with the header. Andy Everling, look out. This could be trouble. Oh, nice play by our Tiger goalkeeper. That was a hard bouncing ball high into his chest. A little extra adrenaline as he clears that ball, a good 55 yards. Pushing by the Wildcats. Tigers will put the ball in play with 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. Wildcats only have 3 forwards in attacking position against 5 defenders for Wheaton Central Tigers. So it looks like the Tigers are going to maintain this victory and go ahead in the conference with 4 wins and 2 losses, while the West Chicago Wildcats will go to 0-5 record. Let's see what happens. Nice chip by Bill Maloff. Look out, here's the header by Pete. Nice play by Have, ever present, and he clears the ball hard. Mark G, nice play by Mark G to Tong. Up the right side, Pete with a chest trap, trying to maintain control. Here's a left-footed shot. Off to the right side, Have makes a beautiful save. The West Chicago Wildcat goalkeeper getting a lot of action here in the final 2 minutes as the Tigers look like they want to score another goal. This is the most aggressive action we've seen in the last 20 minutes for the Tiger. Kevin Rose challenging for the ball. Kevin pushing off. Will be the call against the Wildcats. Wildcats put the ball, against the Tigers. Wildcats put the ball in play quickly. Kevin Rose called for pushing. Oh, too bad. Advantage should have been the play there. Bill Maloff had control of the ball after the foul. Maintained control of the ball as he's moving up the left side. The referee chose to whistle the play. Will now be a direct kick for Wheaton Central Tigers. Playing the ball back to goalkeeper with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining in the contest. A little stalling action here by the Tigers. Hope this doesn't backfire. Roberto putting the pressure on the Tiger goalkeeper. Byrne with the header. Here comes a foot race. This could be Chris Berg up the left side. He takes a shot on goal. Have handles easy. Have clears up the left side. Tong Bang challenging for the ball. Gets 1 foot on it. Bicycle kick. Beautiful play by Tong Bang. Beautiful bicycle kick. Here comes the shot by Chris Berg. Here's his shot. Oh, just off. Off to the goalkeeper's right side. There was a good chance for a goal by Chris Berg. It'll be a goal kick for the West Chicago Wildcats with 29 seconds remaining. This is the most aggressive the Tigers have been in this entire soccer match. Near the last 2 minutes of play, the Tigers want to get another goal here. Okay, Chris Berg up the left side to Steve Larson. Steve's moving up quickly. Hit from behind. The player got the ball first. No call. Jose Perez challenging it. Javier Gutzman clears the midfield. Tong Bang, sparked by that bicycle kick, makes another beautiful play at midfield. Elbowing again. Referee lets it go by. That's the end of the soccer match as the Wheaton Central Tigers won West Chicago Wildcats nothing. Entering the Page Valley Conference soccer match this afternoon. Tigers now have a 4-2 conference record as West Chicago goes 0-5.
Final score, Wheaton Central 1, West Chicago 0.
I thought West Chicago really played an aggressive soccer match here tonight.
And Jerry, they've already turned off the sign as we watch the traditional handshake of the players. One of the nicer parts of competitive sports where all of the players shake hands and say hello and goodbye and thanks for a wonderful game. We appreciate your being with us. If you'd like to see more Wheaton Central soccer, call or write to WCTV, Channel 37, Wheaton, Illinois, 60187.
It would be nice to get the FP10s, all the camcorders we can muster up, and just have a real basic float with the logo on each side and all that stuff, but have as many people as holding cameras shooting out into the crowd, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually shooting? Mm-hmm. Well.
Okay, let's get this straight. We're going to build a float for Wheaton's 4th of July parade. Now, we want to promote Channel 37 and the concept of public access television.
Could we put a couple of monitors?
Sure.
And run
And then everybody
a whole series of promos?
You know, we could design the float so that the cameras on board would actually operate. Then the crowd would not only see the props on the float, but they'd see themselves on the monitors as well. You know, it'd create a little more excitement. Having the crowd interact with the float would really show what public access is all about, from transforming the passive viewer to more of an active participant.
You think that those guys would know a lot about floats because they're so full of hot air.
Darn good job. We don't pay them anything. They're volunteers.
Now, how do you all wave from a float?
I think you really need to do.
Wave like this?
Really need to redo your.
Now everybody jump up in the air at the same time like the toilet.
Wave to the cameras, everybody.
Have you got room for me and the girls to go back towards the Jewel? Yes.
Okay, can you stop at Station Convenience and get 2 bags of ice?
It's back in the Jewel.
Join Norlynn Egbert and her future guests on the next edition of Wheaton Connections.
Hi, you're watching WCTV Channel 37 in Wheaton.
Life is reproduced either asexually with only one parent or sexually with male and female parents. Species that have separate males and females are called dioecious. This colorful and conspicuous bird is a male peacock. His female counterpart, the peahen, is quite drab by comparison. This difference in appearance is called sexual dimorphism. Sometimes males and females are different in size when they're fully grown. Mature male sea lions are larger than females. But it's the other way around in some animals. In rabbits, the female is larger. This is a male, and this is a female. Female frogs are larger than male frogs, too. The male is on the left. Female grasshoppers are also larger than males. When males and females mate, sexual reproduction can occur, and new life will be created.
Today, we'll examine the male's role in sexual reproduction. Let's begin by reviewing why the male is necessary in the first place. An offspring grows from an egg cell inside the female's body. But the egg cell can't develop into a new individual by itself. It must be joined by one of the many sperm cells from the male's body. Inside the sex glands or gonads of all mature male mammals, like this male cat, are millions of sperm cells. A sperm cell is much smaller than an egg cell. This is what a male cat's sperm cells look like when they're magnified many times. They look like tiny tadpoles, and they can move very quickly by wiggling their tails. The male's essential contribution to reproduction is the sperm cells. Cats, like most vertebrates, rely on internal fertilization to get the sperm cells from the male to the egg cells inside the female. The advantage of sexual reproduction over asexual reproduction is variation in the offspring. Humans also display this variation. We usually resemble both parents. The reason is here in the chromosomes. Human cells have 46 chromosomes, 23 from each parent. Cell division in the gonads makes this possible. This cell division produces sex cells with only half the normal number of chromosomes. So when a sperm cell from the father fuses with an egg cell from the mother, the result is a single fertilized cell, which again contains 46 chromosomes. These are sex cells of the male. They will divide their chromosome number and become sperm cells.
Let's begin by tracing the path of sperm cells. Here is the penis, and here are the testicles, both outside the body. From each testis, a duct leads into the body where it joins the urethra, the tube leading from the bladder through the penis. The testes are packed with tubes. And the walls of these tubes are lined with special cells. When a boy reaches adolescence, these are the cells that develop into sperm cells or spermatozoa. Millions of sperm develop in a short time, since sperm production goes on constantly along more than a mile of tubes. The millions of sperm are moved along, filling other coiled tubes and the duct that leads into the body. Fluid from several glands mixes with the sperm. The sperm-filled fluid is called semen. In preparation for passing the sperm, the penis becomes congested with blood and erect. Muscular contractions force the semen into the urethra and out of the body. This is how the male sperm is passed from his body and into the female during sexual intercourse. Here are some living sperm cells, shown under a microscope. We can see them propel themselves with their long tails. Within a short time after intercourse, sperm in the vagina propel themselves through the uterus and into the fallopian tubes. If the sperm meets an ovum, one of them will penetrate the ovum wall and fertilize it. When a fertilized ovum reaches the uterus, the growth of the embryo begins.
Before we examine the sperm's task in fertilization, let's take a closer look at their formation. Sperm cells are formed inside the seminiferous tubules. Then they migrate into the epididymis, where they need to mature for about 3 weeks. The process of dividing a male sex cell into 4 sperm cells involves meiosis. A sex cell like this one will divide twice and result in 4 sperm cells. Inside the cell nucleus, the chromosomes have duplicated. They now find a look-alike pair and join along their entire length. The pairing of look-alike chromosomes can be seen in the salamander cell. Such pairing is the first visible step in meiosis. This cell has doubled its genetic information. The first meiotic division is about to occur. The 46 duplicated chromosomes line up as pairs in the center of the cell. There, the pairs separate completely. The cell membrane then pinches in, and the first division is complete. Both of these 2 new cells have 23 duplicated chromosomes, so another division will occur to separate the copies. The chromosomes again move to the center of the cell. Now the chromosomes divide, each half moving to opposite sides of the cell. The cell membranes pinch in, and 4 new cells have been created. Each of these cells has 23 individual chromosomes, only half the number found in a normal body cell. Let's watch meiosis in a male salamander. The chromosomes have duplicated and found their look-alike pairs. The pairs separate completely. The first division is complete, with each new cell getting half the double-stranded chromosomes. In cells about to undergo the second division, the double-stranded chromosomes move to the center of the cell. Once there, the second division occurs, separating the 2 strands. The 4 cells that result from meiosis have half the number of chromosomes as the original sex cell. These new sperm now mature and develop tails, which are essential to their mobility. Sperm are only produced in sexually mature males.
Before we examine the development of a male, we should find out why the offspring is a male in the first place. The answer is in the chromosomes. All individuals have 46 chromosomes in their body cells. 2 of these 46 are a pair of sex-determining chromosomes called X and Y. A woman has 2 X chromosomes. A man has 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. When meiosis produces either an egg or a sperm, each receives only 1 of the 2 sex chromosomes. An egg can receive only an X chromosome, but a sperm can receive either an X chromosome or a Y chromosome.
The sex of an offspring is determined at fertilization. The egg always has an X chromosome. Half of the sperm cells will carry an X chromosome, and half will carry the Y. If an X-carrying sperm fertilizes the egg, the two chromosomes will cause the offspring to be a girl. The Y-carrying sperm will cause the offspring to be a boy. Now that we've determined it's a boy, let's examine the sexual development of the male. Very early in the embryo's development, it's impossible to tell the difference between a boy and a girl. This is because the tubes that will later develop into female structures and male structures are both present. Between about 6 and 12 weeks in the embryo, visible changes begin to occur. In females, this tube begins to join with its pair from the other side of the body to form a uterus and vagina. Still later, the developing gonad, now recognized as an ovary, drops slightly in the abdominal cavity, and the now recognizable fallopian tube curls around it. However, if the developing embryo is destined to become a boy, the opposite set of tubes develops. Again, between the 6th and 12th week, these changes become visible. This tube is forming the passageway the sperm will take and its associated glands. Just before birth, the gonad, now recognized as a testis, will migrate down and forward to its position outside the abdominal cavity. This migration accounts for the looped pathway of the tube. But what is it that causes these differences to occur? Well, the presence of the Y chromosome causes this indifferent gonad to form a testis instead of an ovary. Between the 6th and 12th week, the new testis begins secreting more male hormone, testosterone. The presence of testosterone causes the male system to develop, but its absence permits the female system to develop.
Testosterone also causes the testes to descend from the abdominal cavity to the scrotal sac by acting on the ligaments that connect each testis to the scrotum. About 1 month before birth, testosterone causes these ligaments to shorten and pull the testes through these canals and into the scrotum. This positioning of the testis is vital for sperm production, for sperm cells cannot be produced at the normal body temperature. That's why the testes are located outside the body where it's a few degrees cooler. The scrotum helps regulate this temperature by using involuntary muscles to pull the testes close to the body in cold weather and lower them in hot weather. Another point, sperm will not be produced until the male has undergone further development known as puberty. The onset of puberty is foreshadowed by the increased growth of hair. It grows on the face, under the arms, sometimes on the chest, and around the reproductive organs. The testicles will play an important role in the changes of adolescence. A boy is started on his way to manhood by the action of the pituitary gland at the base of the brain. The pituitary gland acts as a sort of growth clock. It sets off a signal in most boys between the ages of 12 and 16. The gland sends out one hormone that initiates sperm production, and another hormone that increases production of testosterone. It is the male hormone testosterone that brings about a stronger build, a deeper voice, and body hair. The continued production of testosterone maintains these male traits.
Testosterone, like sperm, is produced in the testes, but from a different portion. Let's look at a scanning electron micrograph of a seminiferous tubule where sperm are produced. As we move from the edge of the tubule toward the center, we encounter cells in later and later stages of meiosis. Finally, in the center of the tubule, we see the tails of maturing sperm cells. Testosterone is not produced within the seminiferous tubules. It's produced by cells in the small portion of tissue squeezed between the tubules. This region has a rich blood supply into which the hormones are secreted. The increase in testosterone from the testes at the time of puberty, in turn, stimulates other portions of the male's reproductive system to begin function. For example, it stimulates 3 kinds of glands to begin secreting the fluid that supports the sperm cells now being formed. These 3 kinds of glands are a pair of seminal vesicles, 1 prostate gland, and a pair of Cowper's glands. Together, these secretions and the sperm form semen. Each secretion has a support function for the sperm cells. The fluid from the seminal vesicle contains food for the sperm cells. For example, it has sugars, like glucose, that help keep the sperm alive and active. The prostate fluid has an alkaline composition. It helps to protect the sperm by neutralizing acids, such as urine, that may be inside the urethra. Prostate fluids also help to neutralize the normal acidity of the female vagina.
Watch what happens as these sperm cells meet acidic mucus from the female. The sperm slows markedly. In spite of the prostate's neutralizing secretions, only about 100 sperm ever reach the egg. The last pair of glands, Cowper's glands, secrete a clear lubricating fluid. It washes out the urethra and provides lubrication for the penis. During sexual excitement, muscular contractions from the epididymis to the glands and urethra force the semen out of the body. This is called ejaculation. It's nature's way of passing the male sperm into the female's body during sexual intercourse. The average ejaculation has 3 cubic centimeters of semen. This will include between 200 and 400 million sperm cells. In fact, if the total count falls below 150 million sperm cells, the male is considered sterile and incapable of producing children.
But why are so many sperm cells required? After all, each one has a nucleus with enough chromosomes for fertilization. And each sperm cell has a tail that should allow it to reach the ovum. But many sperm cells die from the acidic environment of the female, in spite of the neutralizing prostate fluid. The sperm must also be healthy enough to swim past the cervical mucus, which is just above the vagina. These cells must move quickly, since they never live more than 3 days. Half the surviving sperm cells will swim into an empty oviduct, since they have no way of knowing which oviduct has the ovum. Frequently, there's no ovum at all, since they're only produced every 28 days. A ripe ovum must be fertilized within 1 day. Great numbers of sperm are needed to penetrate the protective outer membranes of the ovum. When enough sperm cells have created a pathway, then one single sperm cell can enter the ovum. Upon penetration of the ovum, the sperm cell sheds its tail. Then an impenetrable membrane forms around the egg. Here we see an actual fertilization. The sperm cell is entering at the upper right. The many obstacles explain why millions of sperm cells are necessary for fertilization.
When fertilization is not desired, males have 2 main methods of birth control. One method is the vasectomy. Each vas deferens is cut and tied, which prevents the sperm cells from leaving the testes. The sperm that are still produced are simply absorbed by the surrounding tissues. Because a vasectomy does not interfere with the blood supply, it has no effect on hormone production, and it has no effect whatsoever on sexual desire or performance. Additionally, the quantity of semen is not noticeably changed, since most of the volume comes from the 3 kinds of glands and not from the testes. The other method of male birth control is the use of a condom or rubber. The condom should be placed over the erection before intercourse begins. After ejaculation, the condom should be removed so it won't slip off the penis and allow sperm into the female. We should add that condoms are the only way to help prevent venereal disease, which is now at epidemic levels.
Let's compare venereal diseases with some of the other diseases in the United States today. Over 1/2 million teenagers in the United States now have gonorrhea or syphilis, and the number's rising. We now have more antibiotics than ever before, more certain cures, yet we face a national and international epidemic. There are millions of syphilis germs on this slide that can only be seen with a high-powered microscope. These tiny spiral organisms called spirochetes are the germs of syphilis. Each year, over 100,000 Americans have this kind of germ attack their bodies. Because the spirochetes survive best in a warm, moist environment, the sex organs are ideal for them. We shall inject a small number of organisms just under the skin of a rabbit at each of 4 sites on its back. Let's see what happens. In humans, the disease is acquired by sexual contact. The symptoms do not occur from 10 to 90 days, and then they take the form of a sore or painless ulcer, usually on the sex organs. If you do not get treatment when the first signs appear, the symptoms will disappear.
And I thought I might have had syphilis, but I didn't worry about it because there wasn't any pain, and maybe 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, it disappeared.
But remember, the germs are still in your body where they can do the most damage. Eventually, they may destroy the brain and cause death. This is the organism that causes gonorrhea. As you can see, it looks completely different from the germs that cause syphilis. Gonorrhea, or the clap as some people call it, is the most common venereal disease. The gonococcus germ multiplies much faster than the syphilis germ. In a woman, the gonococcus attacks the reproductive organs. The damage can make it impossible to ever have children. Sometimes it can even kill a pregnant woman. In the male, gonorrhea usually occurs in the urinary tract. Its damage can make it very painful to urinate and cause dangerous pressure on the bladder and kidneys. It can also block the passage of sperm from the testes, causing sterility. An additional danger of venereal disease is the damage it can cause an unborn child. Syphilis is more dangerous in this regard because the disease organisms can pass the placental barrier and enter the child during its delicate developmental stages. Severe birth defects can result. In the case of gonorrhea, this transmission does not occur until the time of delivery. As the baby slides down the birth canal of the female, the organisms enter the eyes and can produce serious disease. Every child born in a hospital in the United States has special drops put into its eyes at birth. Thanks to this standard treatment, infant blindness from gonorrhea is now rather rare.
The male system is quite simple. From each testis, a vas deferens leads into the body where it joins the urethra, the tube leading from the bladder through the penis. The testes are packed with seminiferous tubules. The walls of these tubes are lined with male sex cells. When a boy reaches adolescence, these are the cells that develop into sperm. Millions of sperm develop in a short time, since sperm production goes on constantly along more than a mile of tubes. sperm are moved along into the epididymis where they mature. And then into the vas deferens. Secretions from the male sex glands mix with the sperm. The sperm-filled fluid is called semen. In preparation for passing the semen, the penis becomes congested with blood and erect. Muscular contractions force the semen into the urethra and out of the body. This is called an ejaculation. It's nature's way of passing the sperm into the vagina during sexual intercourse. The sperm cells are aided by the glandular fluids, which provide nourishment and reduce acidity. The millions of sperm cells each carry half the genetic information for a new life. If their sex chromosome is Y, the baby will be male. Only the hardiest sperm cells will survive the path to an oviduct. And of those that do survive, only one can unite with the egg to form a new life.
The public park in Barcelona and an artist's vision of nature. The artist was the Catalan architect Antoni Gaudí. His vision grew from a firm belief in the absolute rightness and fitness of natural forms and organic structure. He saw nature in its full Mediterranean richness and exuberance enhanced by the unique brilliance of the light. Gaudí also worked in a region rich with dramatic natural scenes, such as the grotesque peaks of the holy mountain of Montserrat. The mountain and its monastery, the legendary home of the Holy Grail, were well known to Gaudí, who had collaborated in the design of the Shrine of the Black Virgin, the patron saint of Catalonia. It was a very fitting task to a sincere Catholic like Gaudi, to whom the Count of the Virgin Mary was the strongest influence on his religious thinking.
Antoni Gaudi was a fiery man. His religion was a separate source of strength for him, but its intensity was echoed in everything he thought and created. This intensity made people call him proud and passionate, an obstinate nonconformist. Actually, he conformed to his personal vision of the world. When he ornamented churches with sculptured chickens and vegetables, they were symbols expressing his organic concept of religion. At the same time, Gaudi designed workers' apartments as imaginatively as any sacred building. To him, all life was sacred, and at its best in Barcelona. Fortunately, Gaudi had a friend who agreed with him, Count Eusebio Gell, a wealthy industrialist. Gaudi received a few other commissions, but he preferred to build for his patron. The reason was simple. Count Gell, a poet himself, gave Gaudi unquestioning artistic freedom.
Antoni Gaudi was born in Reus near Barcelona in 1852. This was his home for the last 20 years of his life. From here, he walked the 4 kilometers to his workshop in the city. Gaudi would only speak Catalan, for he was an ardent supporter of the revival of the culture of the once independent province of Catalonia. The artist, engrossed in social problems, became a hermit, dedicated to one great enterprise. Carthaginians, Phoenicians, Greeks, all have followed the trade routes to Barcelona, contributing toward the tradition of fine craftsmanship that served Gaudi well. The ironwork motif from the door of this villa testifies both to his religious devotion and to his respect for the past greatness of Catalonia, for it is built in a medieval style on the site of the son of Paris of King Martin I. In the attic story of this villa, we can see an example of the typical Catalan building technique, direct brick vaulting without the use of wooden shuttering. This skill of the local craftsman became for Gaudi a vehicle for the creation of highly expressive forms. Gaudi was the son of a coppersmith, and he himself had served an apprenticeship as a blacksmith. Thus, he well understood the craftsman. Of these, he was probably most indebted to workers in stone, such as those who carved for eternity the monogram of Gaudi's principal patron, Count Eusebio Gell, a rich industrialist who had faith in Gaudi's artistic imagination. The crest of the Gell family was the eagle. It stands between the twin arches which form the entrance to the Palacio Gell, the townhouse which Gaudi built for his patron. This section of the building shows Gaudi's mastering the handling of natural light. Here it is funneled into a central well enclosed on top by a floating canopy through which the shafts of light diffuse the whole space with their magic. This roofscape is another proof that any attempt to appreciate Gaudi's work in terms of conventional taste is impossible. His was an informed philosophy carried through with complete consistency.
Gaudi was not anti-Spanish. He gloried in Spain's cultural heritage, but cherished the hope that Catalonia could be free of the Spanish central government. Spain was no longer a world power. The days of the Spanish Armada, when Spain challenged the British Empire on the high seas, were dim history. The colonies in South America were gone. Cuba and Puerto Rico were still Spanish possessions, along with the Philippines and a few small islands, but Spain was weak. Then in 1898, when Gaudi was in his 40s, Spain lost Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines to the United States in the Spanish-American War. The great days that began in 1492 were over. Spain's central government changed, as it would change again, and Catalonian artists, like those in Spain as a whole, had a resurgence of vitality. Spanish writers began to search the nation's conscience. In Barcelona, a theater was opened, offering plays from all over the world, as well as from Catalonia. He felt the excitement of this new creativity, but continued his own style, combining Spanish, Catalan, and a unique aesthetic vision.
The Casa Vicens is an example of the other great cultural and artistic forces in Spain which found new expression in his work. Colorful surfaces, richly decorated with broken tiles and ceramics, color and glitter. But Gaudi was also a man of his time, and his traditional skills enabled him to realize an artistic vision which put him among the avant-garde of Catalan artists. They worked in a style related to the European movement of Art Nouveau and known locally as Modernismo. In the interior of the Casa Batlló, Gaudi avoids rectangular geometry and creates space in which forms and details relate to each other in a free-flowing rhythm. In this unitary vision, there is no separation between interior and exterior. These columns, expressive of human bones, and the carnivorous openings of the windows suggest what lies behind. Gaudi applies to the surface subtle colors drawn from the traditional Moorish style, but organic rather than geometric in pattern. A skin whose texture is ever-changing with the light. And he adds to the flat surface a staccato effect by a series of projecting balconies which correspond to the skeletal aspect of the building. But there are limits to the communicative force of abstract forms, so Gaudi has to resort to lettering to make clear his profoundly religious intentions for the building. These are also expressed by the symbolic shapes of the roofline. It becomes the humped back of a monster. And chimney finials, the visored knights. The forceful curvature of the roof, perhaps a representation of St. George and the Dragon, provide a powerful and expressive finish to the building. The Park Güell was another project from his patron. Gaudi was asked to make an English garden and workers' colony out of a barren hillside above Barcelona. What he accomplished shows him to be a master of environmental architecture and one whose work was always poetic. For the main entrance to this workers' colony, he created a fairy tale setting. After the visitor has passed through the ironwork screens, he is drawn into a forecourt, then led up the receding and gently curving staircase. As he ascends, he has always something to look at and experience. everywhere new perspectives open up. Looking back from a higher level, the gatehouses with their organic roundness fit perfectly into this context of natural poetry. The stairs lead up to the massive Doric columns with powerful capitals, which support the Greek theater and provide a space beneath which Gaudi hoped would be a marketplace and shopping center. He gave his approval to these Dadaist collages made by his assistant. Many shapes, such as this octopus, and from a variety of materials, ceramic tiles, broken china, and colored bottle glass. He did not hesitate to contrast the softly undulating shapes of the ceiling with the severity of this classical altar. The bench on this terrace is the epitome of Gaudi's colorful, decorated art.
The arts in Gaudi's early lifetime were undergoing great changes. A new attitude was emerging, and Gaudi was among the pioneers in the movement against the rigidity of classical conventions. Artists were urged to look at the world with fresh eyes. Gaudi did not need urging. Artists were encouraged to experiment with new techniques of expressing their feelings. Gaudi needed no encouragement. Neither, of course, did other artists, but many of them were in Paris, where they could hearten each other in the early days of the movement. The movement, the new attitude, was not greeted enthusiastically. In music, the melodic waltzes of Johann Strauss were considered modern enough, but Richard Strauss had not yet written his emotional tone poems, and Debussy was scoffed. Among painters, Monet and other Impressionists found it difficult to overcome established preference for classically oriented works. The sculptor Rodin, a few years older than Gaudi, was struggling for recognition, working on in spite of harsh comments, told that his approach was wrong, his work unacceptable. After the turn of the century, the new movement gained strength, but Gaudi was 58 years old by the time Stravinsky's Firebird Suite was finally performed in Paris. Artists rejoiced that it was played. The audience, however, erupted in violent protest against it. The movement had gained strength, but not popularity. In Barcelona, Gaudi continued his independent work. When the Firebird Suite premiered, he had already completed the Casa Vicens and was designing and building the Parc Güell. The decorations incorporated in his architecture were not ornaments, but parts of his unique vision of architecture as one of the arts that enhances life.
In his preference for strong, bright colors, Gaudi comes very near the modern pop artists. The terrace was to provide the stage for a Greek theater. The undulating line of the bench is both characteristically and structurally strong. The shape generates its own rhythms. They wiggle and shake, but do not break off. These pillars, which resemble trees, may feel the capricious whim of the artist. In fact, Gaudi was exploring new forms of structure guided by examples provided by nature. Thus, the columns supporting this man-made grotto are inclined in the direct line of thrust and follow the outline of the parabola, a shape eminently suited to withstand the resultant forces. Gaudi used graphical methods to check his structural assumptions, but to him, the parabolic arch was also imbued with deep religious meaning. It stood for the Holy Trinity, and the power of this motif is most effectively expressed here by the mirror-like reiteration of the shape disappearing into infinity. He was fascinated by these warped surfaces and introduced them into a number of his buildings, as in the roof of the cathedral school. Although it may appear unusual, it is, from the point of view of construction, simple, strong, and economical. The tiered curves of the Casa Milla swirl like the frills of the flamenco dance. The undulating surfaces of this great block of flats in their powerful sweep bring the building boldly around a different corner. Gaudi intended that the cornice be crowned with a huge statue of the Madonna. This was never built. Had it been, it would have set off the fantastic landscape which lies behind. He tested his calculations by wire models from which were suspended weights representing the actual loads on the structure. The inverted shapes of others, made from canvas and wire, indicate the correct alignment of the vaults. Gaudi spent 10 years on this model for a church which was never finished, and only drawings such as this reveal how completely Gaudi had freed himself from traditional style. The crypt is all that was built, but it's enough to show the possibilities of his experiments. Everything has been done to make the building blend with its surroundings. Gaudi even insisted that the retaining wall of this ramp be built around one of the pine trees rather than let it be cut down. The grills have been made from old iron. The stonework has been deliberately left undressed, and the petal shapes of the windows belong to that related world of organic order which enfolds all of his architecture. Each of these tilted columns is so inclined that it supports itself at every level at which it is built. Each is different from its neighbor. Some resemble the surrounding pine trees, others palm trees. But what appears to be a grotto in some petrified forest is, in reality, the understructure for a great church.
Gaudi understood the principles of conventional construction, learned when he was a student at the Barcelona School of Architecture. But in those days, architecture was dominated by the Gothic. Structural elements were to be hidden, never exposed. Actually, Gaudi much admired Gothic and medieval architecture, and his own first style was neo-Gothic. But he became interested in organic structure and possibilities of fluid lines. He studied natural form as part of his effort to exploit facade and space simultaneously. Gaudi's new concepts were a break with tradition and came at a time when the world was on the brink of reshaping itself. Science, industry, and speed created new ideas, new needs, and new materials. The architectural world responded with a new approach. The new materials, especially steel and reinforced concrete, made it possible to expose structural elements, emphasize and exploit them as part of functional design. It didn't happen overnight. In fact, Gaudi had already started the Temple of Sagrada Family when steel was first used as the skeleton of a building. The new architectural styles did not resemble his, but came from a similar concept, letting structure develop style. For Gaudi, an added element was spiritual reverence, permeating every detail of exterior and interior.